Welcome to Fortitude and Flow, the podcast. Today I'm talking to Saalim Ismail. He's an award winning South African singer songwriter, certified life coach, and a motivational speaker. I am very honored to have you here today, Saalim. Welcome.
Welcome. Thanks for the warm welcome. How are you doing?
I'm very well. It's so nice to see you again
Yeah.
after so many years.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's been quite a bit of years, eh?
Yeah, at least 15.
Gee,
At least 15.
could it be that long?
Yeah, it has.
Could it be that long?
Time flies by.
Wow, that is long.
I was in South Africa and we worked together with music in 2009. That's
It seems so long
it
ago.
is a long time ago. A lot have happened
Yeah.
since then.
But those are memories, good memories,
Oh, it
good
was
memories.
one of the best vacations and trips I had to meet and
Oh,
see
wow.
South Africa, the warm culture, and meeting you and rest of the people.
Yeah, we have quite a diverse culture over here, like the most diverse country in the world with all these different cultures. It's like a whole big pot cooking with different ingredients.
Everywhere and everything seems to work there when it comes to that. I mean,
Yeah.
people are so warm and welcome,
Yeah,
and so much music talent it was there.
Yes, here is, especially as far as I know, like in the Western Cape, there are so much talent out there, and I just naturally gravitate to wanting to help them.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the jazz scene was so big there. That was
Yeah,
huge,
yeah,
and the hip hop
yeah,
scene was pretty huge there too. And you have
yeah.
but the raw talents and the musician there. It was so many people there, and I do remember, from the streets in Steenberg area where we were watching the live
Yeah.
concerts there with the youngsters. It was amazing.
Yeah, was that sometime in
I
December,
think it was. Yeah, it was.
if I recall? Because there's
Yeah.
quite a bit of festivities happening in the Western Cape when it comes to like December. Like it starts already from like early November.
Yeah, it was during that time. I think we were there in November, December. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I was amazing
yeah,
to see. Um, and and I'm
yeah,
pretty sure you have been very busy working with music. So we can let's start from the beginning. What was life
yeah.
for you
Sure.
like before you became a singer-songwriter?
Well, where do I start? This should be an interesting story. I'll try to keep it as short as possible. Um, But growing up, I was an introvert, as a kid. I hardly made friends. It was not easy for me to speak. It was not easy for me to make friends and communicate with people. My escape prior to music, surprisingly, was my books. I love reading. I used to love reading storybooks as a kid, um, and also my sketchbook with my pencil, because that was my escape. I used to just go into this world where everything just disappeared, and I would just sketch whatever I'm seeing, And surprisingly enough, my brother and I always used to accompany my father to his meetings. He's an architect by trade, and I would be the one that was just sitting, finding myself a corner, and just doing my own thing. Where my brother was the total opposite. He would make friends so easily. He just spots another kid. He goes up to the kid and is like, "Hey, are you interested in cars? Hey, are you interested in this, that?" But to me, it was a total different case. I was kind of like isolating myself from interacting with kids. Um, but my drawings used to grab people's attention, because I was fairly good according to people.
Yeah.
And I used to grab these fellow kids' attention as they would like see me like, hey, why is this kid on the one side, and this kid is like not interacting with us. Then they would like come up to me and they would like check out what I'm doing, and then they would like uh, be very surprised as to like, wow, you can draw. Can you draw this? Then they would come on like, can you draw this? They would come up with pictures of horses and tigers and Disney characters, and I was like, okay, cool. And that was my initiation to actually have a conversation with people and kids. Um, Moving along, I went to a Muslim school when I passed standard one, and everything was just religious based at the time. Um, Short of the long, I never used to listen to music or anything during that period. It was grade 3, 4, 5, yeah, and then I ended up wanting to go back to school when I was actually supposed to be in grade 7, right? Um, was hard work for me. I got accepted back into school, and then I had to find an extramural activity.
But
Naturally,
why did you have to go back into school?
no, I decided I would like to shift my focus, my studies, and go back to normal school
All
where
right.
I initially was at. Yeah. But the place that I was at during the period that I was not at my primary school was at the college, Islamic college. Nonetheless, then I went back to normal school, and I had to find myself in a extramural activity. Now, naturally, as a creative, I would go to the arts and crafts, and they told me, sorry, we are full. We do not have any other, any space for in our arts and crafts class. And I was like, what am I going to do? I need to up my, my aggregate here because I missed out. Um, then I found myself in the drama class. The
The
drama class
drama
of all
class.
places, drama
For an
class,
introverted
and I'm a
person.
total exactly. I am. I was a total introvert at the time, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna do my best, even though They were currently at the time working on a Grease play,
Yeah,
with
yeah.
John
That's a very
Travolta, Olivia
famous play.
Newton-John. Yeah. And I was just like, in the background, as they say, the tree in the background or the apple in the background, whatever the saying is. And for the first time, I recall having the feeling of being on stage. It was it was just this different thrill. It was this rush that I actually felt. Um, And then I was thinking to myself, like, but I'm not really cut out for this. I'm a total introvert. Like my whole personality was just going against the grain,
Yeah.
at the time. But what stuck with me was the audience, their response, and somewhat it just ignited something within me to actually find an interest in music and entertainment. Fast forward, I to high school, um, grade 8, and they had auditions. They were sending out pamphlets and notifications to say that we're having auditions, um, and it's for singers, it's for dancers, and musicians. And I was like, my friend at the time in my class, I'm like, I'm going to try this out. I'm going to go for it. I ended up doing the audition, not knowing that it was actually for a competition,
It was for a
a
competition.
talent contest. Yes. And this was against surrounding schools in the area. And I was like, a competition? I'm just doing an audition for like the music and entertainment group. It's like, no, it is for that, but it's having a dual purpose here. I'm like, okay, cool, I'll do it. I was one of the weakest singer probably out of the pack, the most inexperienced, shall I say. Um, and I was like this small compared to people with more experience at the time. And I'm still finding my voice. I am still learning how to use my voice correctly with backing music, because I was used to performing singing at home with a normal song,
Yes.
with a normal record that is playing. Um, Lucky for me, I made it to the semi-final of it, so I wasn't that bad.
No,
I
apparently
think,
not.
apparently not. and I just recalled like the process to where I started off. It wasn't an easy journey for me, even on high school itself. Um, I had to be there like before the time, before the other more experienced singers pops up in the venue. Um, then I had to literally assist with setting up of the speakers and the sound, etc., prepping everything, and then I had to sit back. I had to wait till it's my turn. Sometimes I forgot about me, and then I'm like, I'm still here, and then like, oh, okay, cool. What song are you gonna perform? Then I had to sit throughout that 2 hour rehearsal to the end to have my performance, and then I needed to assist in taking down the equipment as well. But as I've moved along in through high school, my dad noticed that I was really interested in performing, and he was like, "No, you're not going to perform." And I was like, "No, but I want to perform," like. And then he agreed to being my manager. Okay, I'll be your manager. Um, then you can perform, because he knew the dark side of the industry. Where people can get lost.
Very easy,
Slaves
especially when you're
to
young and
drugs
inexperienced.
and alcohol. Yeah, yeah. And I was lucky in that sense to have my father with me. Have my family as a support unit. I mean. Um, as we would go off to gigs, every weekend I was booked out. I became one of the most popular acts on the local scene in the Western Cape. And my family, my mother, my father, my brother was with me through it all.
That's really nice to have them so close to you,
Yeah,
supporting you. Must have meant a
yeah.
lot.
Yeah, definitely. It helped me build my confidence.
Yes.
It helped me build my confidence, knowing that, what, my family is supporting me. They are seeing something in me that I'm not seeing. They having faith in me that, hey, I can sing. And then I took that upon myself, that confidence upon myself, because I lacked a lot of confidence. You know, um, Even when I was on stage for quite a while, quite a number of years in the beginning stages, I the MC would announce me, introduce me to the audience, um, and I would just start singing, and I wouldn't speak in between. And the MC spoke more than what I did in the introduction, than throughout my performance. But I grew to be more comfortable on stage, be more myself on stage. And I really loved started to love performing live. I started speaking, starting off with introducing the song. Then I would crack a joke in between, introduce the next song, greet the audience, and I think that started developing, making me comfortable with expressing my personality, on stage. Yeah.
It's such an important thing that you can communicate with the audience. It makes
Yeah,
a big difference,
it
but
is.
it's like you said,
Yeah.
it takes some time to get comfortable, especially for an
Yeah.
introverted person who
Yeah.
are just standing in front of people is
Yeah.
a very it's an overwhelming feeling.
Yeah, it's an intimidating
Yeah, it
feeling
is.
because all eyes are on
All
you,
eyes.
and you're like, I cannot mess up because I've already set the standard for myself. So I need to either keep to that standard or exceed it.
Exactly.
Like they say, you're only as good as your last performance.
True.
And I'm
It's
telling
something
you, if
there.
I make a boo-boo on stage, there was once I made a boo-boo on stage among my other boo-boos, but this particular one was in at the Cape Town Festival in Adley Street. So in Adley Street, they usually, when it comes to, they used to block off the entire Adley Street, and they would have markets, and at the end of the market would be one stage, the other side would be another stage, so we would bounce off stages like that. And that was a big thing for me because I became more popular. I got more bookings, and it was just like a phenomenal feeling, where I got to meet so many people and build relationships with my fellow artists. I mean, a lot of the artists are just out there for themselves, but
Yes, true.
I love helping other artists. So I would be the one that's performing with any Tom, Dick, and Harry, regardless of who you are. If you can sing, let's jam. That was our buzz.
That's a very good way to do it, though. To collaborate
Yeah,
with people, and you learn a lot from it. And
yeah,
it's a very hard industry, so it's better to helping each other than
yeah,
and the opposite. Definitely.
yeah,
So
yeah.
what happened? Yeah, it was one of the biggest festivals, and you.
Yeah, that was a yearly event. So every year we were like booked for performances on there, and we had quite a bit of people coming from overseas also to experience the night markets and stuff like that. And yeah, seeing that you mentioned something of a big performance, my biggest performance that I did was for about 30,000 people.
Wow. Oh,
And that was in
50,000 people.
2000, 30,000 people, 30.
330. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a lot.
Um,
But that
yeah.
was in Cape Town.
And that was, no, I stand under correction. I know there was a 3 involved, but it was definitely more than 3,000. Could be 13,000, between 30,000 and a bit more. Yeah. And that was on the parade in Cape Town. That was in 2004 with the lighting of the Olympic torch. I don't.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you can recall where they kept the Olympic torch. They flew it like all across the world to the different countries, but they had to keep it lit. I was part of the pre-entertainment at the time there, where I shared the stage with Freshly Ground, Danny Kaye, Mendoza, I think, was on that event,
Those.
and quite a bit of people,
That must
popular people.
that must have been a very turning point in your career then, because that's a very big
Yes,
event.
it was. It was a big event. A lot of good came from it, and some bad came from it as well. Where some of my fellow peers displayed um, some envy and jealousy, you
Okay.
know. And that was very heartbreaking to me, because I'm a type of person. If I become your friend, I am your friend.
Yes, I know.
There's nothing about. I will be in your corner whenever you need me. I'll be cheering you on. You know. And just to experience the downside of how fellow artists can be in the industry is really sad. Um, I mean, I've had people call me up to say that, hey, I heard you not singing anymore. I heard they don't have your number, and we were trying to book you for events. I'm like, I never stopped singing, you know? But yeah, it has its ups
It's
and
a
downs.
ugly business too, and there's a lot of ego there, and everyone is
Yeah,
also very much out for themselves there. You know,
yeah, and it's
it
sad.
is sad.
It's sad.
It's a part of it though, so it's extremely
Yeah,
important, I think, to collaborate with good people there, because it's
yeah.
hard enough to be in the industry. It's a lot of work, even though you get a
Mm,
lot of energy of doing music and you love it and it's the
yeah,
passion. It's also
yeah,
a lot of things you have to navigate around, and so long
yeah.
as you are in it and you get more experience, you will work very
Hmm.
smarter around it in a way.
Yeah. Um, there was a period where it became too much for me as well. Where I was like, that I don't know why I'm performing anymore. I don't enjoy it, because it was a case of I would go to an event and I'm already so drained of the previous events, because it was every weekend.
So
Um,
you did perform
as an
every week
average,
as average.
every
Okay.
weekend, every weekend. So on an average, there would be about 4 events for the Friday evening, and this is only one evening,
Wow.
right? And then 4 events on a Saturday. Sometimes I would be off on a Sunday, you know. Most of the times I was off on a Sunday, but there would be bookings like for weddings or high teas or eat and treats, that type of events. Um, and then I just told my dad, you know what, it's getting too much for me, you know. And my dad was a manager that was as we say, op it,
Opet.
meaning op it.
Opet.
Op, it's actually of an Afrikaans phrase which is opted, but we just say opet, meaning like he was on it. He was he
Oh yeah, he
was
was
he
on
was
it,
chasing
chasing
chasing the
every, trying
business.
to
Here
squeeze
we
every
go.
drop out of it.
There we
And
yeah, like marketing, and he was doing
it
that,
was a
and
good
he was a
manager though.
great.
You had a lot to
No,
do.
he was a great manager, definitely.
How old were you
The
then,
only
actually? Just so we know. How old were you? You seems like this was pretty early
um,
in your life.
Yes, I started in 1999. That was when
1999.
I started in the entertainment industry.
Wow, yeah, that's
Yeah.
you've been in it for a long time now then.
Yeah, I've practically grown up in it, from my tween years.
Yeah, I would say so. But
Yeah.
did your
But it
father influence you to get into the music when it comes to? I know that he plays guitar and.
no. He actually tried keeping it away from me.
Okay, he tried to keep you
Yes,
away
he
from you.
he tried to keep me away from music because
That went well, huh?
he it just did not go his way. He just could not how shall I say, um put that baby to sleep.
No.
That baby just wanted to sing.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to do, because as an introvert, once you find an outlet that you are feeling confident in, you just want to do it,
Yeah, yeah.
because
You feel
it's such
safe
a
in it too.
thrill. Yes, you feel safe, and that you can just be. It's your world. You get to do what you want to do within that world when you are on stage, or when you are playing with a band, or when you are just singing. That is your own world. And my dad tried his best, but unfortunately he did not succeed in that. That was the time that he told me, like, okay, you want to sing, under one condition, I'm going to be your manager. I'm like, yay,
That's
okay,
perfect.
let's go for this. But my dad was a manager. He ruled with an iron fist,
Yeah.
as you would say. You're gonna do this song tonight. You're gonna dress this, and it became too much for me. Because as an artist, you are expressive.
Yes, you want to
And
be
when you
free.
cannot express there we go. And when you cannot express yourself through, your choice of songs, maybe, or your choice of clothing that you are wearing, then it just brings down the potential of that performance.
Was it
I had a
a
vision.
certain point where you did not enjoy it that much then?
Where everything just became too much, because the most bookings I had for one day. Can you take a guess how much bookings I had for one Saturday?
You mentioned 4, but probably more then.
It was double that.
Wow. How,
8
how,
bookings for the
how did
day.
you
I'm
manage to do
telling you,
that?
I could not. I
Is
could
there
not.
time
We
even?
could not. Yeah, because remember, like, if you have your first event from the morning, and at the time I was doing competitions and all of those events also on top of it. So you can imagine the stress and pressure. So the morning at 11, maybe I have to do a performance at a competition. Now, as a singer, you have to heat up your vocals. You have to give yourself room prior to the performance. So my wake up time would be 6 a.m. in the morning, and I would just allow my voice to wake up naturally before I start actively doing my scales and humming, etc., etc. And that means I cannot go and take a nap until I go sleep,
Yes, of course.
for as in I'm going to sleep for it's end of the day now, and I could not take that chance, because then I have to reheat this up, and you're not going to get the same
No, it's not going to
voice,
sound
you know
the same.
yeah, yeah, correct. So and the bookings are like, it's in Paul, then it's in Mitchell's Plain, then it's in Strand, then it's in Cape Town, Hout Bay. It was just all over the show. It's not like plotted out in a cool manner where you can, okay, we're going to follow this route. And also it was different times. So everybody else could take a nap, a power nap, but I can't. And that just took a toll on me. We had to, for that day, we had to actually cancel our slot and get a replacement artist for the events that I could not make it to. And our events would end off at 2 a.m. the next morning, and then we're up again early the next morning again for the next run of events. Um, and that kind of like killed my spark um, for a while
Yeah, I can
until,
imagine that would happen
yeah,
because you get burned out. You
yeah.
need some breaks.
I was burnt out, and I was still in school at the time,
Yeah, you have to concentrate
I
there
was in
too.
high
Yeah,
school.
exactly.
Yeah, I had to focus on there during the week, because my dad never took events on, hardly ever. He would take on an event in the week. Um, but Friday, Saturday, Sunday, those were our working days. And we treated it like work. And it became, I somewhat lost the feeling for it
Hmm.
until I found myself performing at a old age home in Wynberg. And there was this guy, tattoos, naughty guy, you could see, and he was in a wheelchair, and he came out to me after my performance. I stood outside just for some fresh air, and he comes out and is like, "Don't you have a cigarette for me?"
No,
And I'm like, "I don't smoke.
I haven't seen
I
it,
don't smoke."
so probably I don't think you do.
Yeah, no, I don't smoke. And it's like, okay, cool. Now he's sitting there. Now there's this pause, and he's like, "You know what? You sang really well inside." I'm like, "Oh, thank you." And the words that he mentioned somewhat had an effect on me. Um, he told me, "I wish I had a role model like you when I was your age."
Yeah.
And in my mind at the time, is like, "But you older than me, you know." In my mind, older people should be role models to younger people, you know. But that was not the case in that situation. And I mean, this was a guy that was, wow, probably like 20 years older than me. You know what I'm saying? Um, and that sat with me for a
It's very
while.
special that someone is saying something like that.
Yes. And that sat with me for a while as I was trying to make sense of what this man told me. And then suddenly just a spark ignited. And I was like, I found a reason why, I am doing what I'm doing. It reminded me because I got so caught up in the whirlwind of entertaining people that I forgot why I was doing
Yes, I
it. You
understand.
know,
That can happen.
yeah, and whenever I approach an event now, if I walk through that doors, then I already I program my mind as to who am I here for. You know, who am I here for? Who am I going to extend my hand to, in the sense of like, who am I going to touch with my performance tonight? Because for that few songs that you are performing on stage, someone in the audience um, is maybe not having a good time at home. They may be going through something, and yeah, I'm singing a song that maybe makes them feel that they're not alone, that helps them deal with the situation. And my music is also, I've structured my music in that manner as well. It needs to serve a purpose. I don't believe in doing music for just for the hell of it, or becoming famous or going viral. It is, you are placed as an artist, you are placed in a powerful position, and you have so much power with what you can communicate, so instead of communicating a bunch of BS, that is not going to mean anything, have a
Hmm.
purpose behind it. And then you start communicating yourself once you know your purpose, and your purpose as to why you are doing what you are doing. And I always mention that to like upcoming artists, always know why you are doing what
I
you are
think
doing.
that's extremely important in everything in life, actually, especially when it comes
Yeah,
to following a dream or a passion where you are
yeah,
committing so much time and sacrifice a lot of other things in life. I was
yeah.
just thinking about when you were performing so many times and you were in high school, you
Hmm.
probably had to sacrifice living more a normal life, being out with friends
Yeah,
and
yeah,
other things that is normal, which
yeah.
is also healthy to do for your development and
Hmm.
everything. But
Yeah,
yeah, I agree. You need to know the purpose of things. And
yeah.
I know you have been working with a lot of charities as well, and
Hmm.
including music into that. So can you tell more about that too?
Well, charity is a core value of mine. My parents has installed that in me ever since I can remember. Give, give, give. You're not going to lose anything, you know. You're just going to gain more at the end. Um, I've worked with quite a bit of charities over the years on, and also some special projects as well. Um, I find purpose through it. If I can lend my voice, my talent, to an organization or a cause that is going to uplift a people, then by all means, I became passionate about it. My father always used to give us, like, a 5 rand or 2 rand, and he's like, yeah, give to that person, give to that person, or throw it in the how can we call it a
The
blikkie.
blocking.
It's just the slang, a blikkie, meaning a tin.
Yeah, okay.
Like a
Like
money
a
box
piggy
type of
bank.
thing. Yes, like a
Yeah.
piggy bank, but for
Yeah, okay,
charity.
for charity. Yeah.
That you would find.
No,
Yes,
okay.
you would find it sometimes at shops,
Yes, you do.
stores, etc. He always That was how he started teaching us about charity, and then a lot of the foundation of my career was built on charity work.
Okay.
Surprisingly enough,
Yes.
doing performances for charity organizations and causes, that was where I started building myself as well. Apart from the competitions that I've entered, um, we've built a good relationship with quite a bit of the organizations, um, which I still have a good relationship with to date. I mean, years later, half of my the first 4 years of my career was like charity, charity, charity. Wherever there's a charity event, okay, cool, we'll be there. And that was the foundation of my music career.
That's very good to be on these events as well. You build a good name and a reputation, and also
Yes,
you meet
yes,
very interesting people who have good
yes,
values.
yeah,
And that's a very
definitely.
good strategy also. And it's always nice to help, obviously.
Yeah, and at the time I just wanted to sing. So,
Yes.
like,
Whatever you
yeah,
could perform, you
an
go out
event.
there.
Yes,
Yes.
you have to put yourself out
Very
there,
true.
and doing events for charity organizations and causes is it's a good start, um, for any artist.
Yes.
For any artist starting out, I would give them that advice. Build a relationship with organizations, because that's where you um, also tend to, like, find your purpose, in a sense, because I've worked with different organizations covering different sectors, from mental health to cancer to diabetes um, to the homeless. Yeah, it's like just that broad.
Yeah, that's very broad. And it's very nice. I mean, all these um, things you mentioned now, it's such
Yeah,
horrible diseases. So it's also very
yeah,
nice to
yeah.
bring some positivity with music and
Hmm.
strength
Yeah, I mean,
into
if
it.
you in a position, and you are a mouthpiece, spread a positive word.
Very true.
You know, spread a positive word.
Very
It
true.
costs nothing to you, but it might be everything to someone that has heard what you gotta say. People watch you. People watch you without you knowing, and somehow previously that was kind of like strenuous on me, because you needed to always have this persona for the public as well.
Yeah.
Back in the day, that was kind of like the thing, to do, to have this particular persona, because I became more talkative, like, as I progressed through my musical journey, um, compared to someone that don't speak, to someone that actually speaks now. And I'm like not afraid for any stage. If singing is the one thing that I am most confident in. Yeah.
Yeah, and it shows. I can tell you
I
that.
say, yeah,
You're like dynamite on stage.
I like with our interview right now, with this conversation we're having right now, I'm so overwhelmed with with a lot of things in my head that is just wanting to come out,
Keep it coming.
yeah, and it's just like sometimes, the turbines is going, it's going, and I have to try to slow it down. Let's get to the points, because otherwise I'm gonna jump through.
Don't worry, we got time.
Yeah.
I also know that you were studying music,
Mm,
and it's like, how important was the education when it comes to music as well into your journey? You learned a lot from it, and it helped a lot developing yourself as a musician, I'm
yeah.
guessing.
Yes, definitely. Not only as a musician, but as a songwriter, as an artist, and as a producer. I've had the feel of all of those areas when I studied sound engineering and producing at Tamilin College. Um, I've learned quite a bit. I've worked with quite a bit of, my people. I had my people in my class now,
That's awesome, huh?
singers, musicians, and it was so awesome because, like, we would collaborate anytime, anywhere. If we're together, like, okay, cool, let's just do this. Someone playing with the guitar, you know the song, okay, cool, play it, and I'd sing it, and it was a really wonderful experience. But deep down, there was a different calling, right? There was different calling,
How come?
and this also stems from myself being an introvert,
Yeah, I
right?
mean, you more going to
Um,
the producer side of music instead of performing. That's what you
yes.
mean, different calling.
No, what I meant was that, seeing that we're speaking about the educational side of things, sound engineering was one of it. But at the college, I've seen this poster that said something of life coaching.
Life coaching, yes, yes.
Yes. Um, and surprisingly enough, that just pinged in my brain at the back of my head for such a long time. Um, and then I just came across it at Damelin College, where I was studying sound engineering and production. I'm like, this seems interesting. Um, then I did a little bit of research eventually, where I discovered that this is actually what I want to do. I need to do more research into it. And I ended up studying that as well, life coaching. Um, and now with my musical qualification and life coach qualifications, I merge the two.
Ah, it's
You know what
perfect.
I'm saying? Yes, I tie all of it in, because I mean, I am a personal brand, you a personal brand, and we actively have to communicate that all the time, and you cannot be doing diverse things, if you're trying to build a personal brand. You need to start off with one thing, where I started off with singing. Then I ventured into songwriting as I expanded. Then I have studied sound and producing. Then I ventured into that, and the circle just became wider, And then I was like, but I have this passion for music and entertainment. Then I also have this passion for life coaching, as in helping people become the best versions of themselves. And that's where my music translates. Like, you if you hear my latest track, We Are Survivors, that was a humanitarian power anthem that I wrote, and that was from a life coaching perspective that I wrote the song.
Oh, that's really awesome that it was from that perspective.
Yeah. So I link these all my passions into the things that I'm passionate about, that excites me. I try to link it into one brand because I cannot be these different people and these different brands to people. It's going to confuse the hell out of people. So I ventured into that, and um, both of these areas are what I'm really passionate about. And a lot of people can't say that they are doing this and that, whereby they're just focusing on one thing at a time. But yeah.
I mean, that song "We Are Survivors," that was the one you won an award on, right?
Yes,
But
I've won an O2 1 award for that, and
congratulations.
a City award. Oh,
That's
thanks,
really
man.
awesome. It's a very good song, and it's a
Yeah,
very strong and powerful message in it. I've listened to
yeah,
it many times, and you have so
yeah.
many talented singers on it. So, but yeah, you can please tell
Yes.
more about how did the idea and how did this
Mm-hmm.
song develop to where it actually ended?
Okay.
Because this is a huge project.
Yeah, it was a huge project. It took me about to get the crew together alone was about 2 months I took. Um, but it was during COVID.
It was during COVID. Okay.
So yes, it was during COVID. That was when the song was birthed. Um, I wanted to do something special to create awareness and to encourage people to stand in solidarity with our people that is going through this situation. People that uh, our essential workers, our healthcare workers, that the pressure was so much on during that period, and this lyrics just came to me.
Came to your address.
It's just like, "Oh, okay, cool. I'm liking this," and I started writing down. I took myself. I sat at my keyboard. I was like, playing around with some chords. Okay, cool, and it just went. "We won't lose hope, no, we won't lose faith." And I was like, okay, that sounds cool. Let me write it down. And then I had the demo done within the first day of, well, a few hours of writing that song. And then I just went onto my laptop and I produced a basic track, and I laid down my vocals as a guide for the demo. And then we took it to, I shopped it around actually to some of the artists that's on the track. Um, did get some rejections because they were unable to do it. But I am happy with the voices and the faces that I currently have. It's just meant to
Yeah,
be.
it's meant to be,
Um,
probably, because it's amazing. It's a very good song.
yeah, and it had overwhelmingly.
Overwhelmingly.
Yes, overwhelmingly positive response
And
from
but to
people.
coordinate such a big project when it comes to the music
Mhm.
video and all these
Yeah,
singers and getting the right singers to the right
yeah,
project, it's a lot of work behind
yeah.
that too.
No, definitely, and a lot of the acts I only met them on the day of
You
recording.
did? Okay.
Yes,
Huh.
some of them I did not know. Some of them heard me live in studio for the first time, and I heard them live in studio for the first time. And it was a magical experience because everything just came
I'd
together
say
as it should have been.
naturally.
Vocally, everybody just naturally found their way.
Awesome.
As to with the choir, everybody just found their voice. I didn't really need to direct anything. I told each and every artist on that track, do you? You know the melody, you know the lyrics, but do you?
Yeah.
I'd like to see you come out in your part,
Express yourself.
you know? Yeah, instead of just like, okay, cool, no, I want you to sing it this way, and that's the way that must be. Um, I love giving artists the scope to express themselves, I will take this step back, then I'm like, okay, maybe that's a bit too much. What do you think about changing this over here or that over there? But the artists need to be the artists at the end of the day. There's nobody like you out there.
No, it's unique.
You know what I'm saying?
It's unique. Everyone is.
There's nobody else like you out there. So why are you not taking pride in being unique? That is my thing. I mean, I help people build their personal brands. I coach them in that. And it's all about who you are at the end of the day.
I would guess that because of your life coaching experience and that education, that must have helped a lot coordinating such a big project.
Yes,
having that experience and knowledge to lead people through such a big project. And
No,
because it's all
definitely.
about consistency and being a producer and getting the best out of other artists as well. And like you said, maybe we try this, it sounded good. I'll give you some constructive critics. Maybe you should try this way instead. Because there's a lot of ego working with artists too, as we know. We can have a totally podcast with just that, honestly. But it's a good experience usually. But you said, you need to let them express themselves, and that's the whole point of it. And I think on that song, it was first time I heard it. I listened to it 3 times in a row. And then I had a break, and then I listened to it 2 times again. Because I was thinking, wow, this is actually good. Because, I mean, it was. Because it was so many different artists there with so different voices. And all coming together. And everything just blended together. Like, nature will always find his way, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, nobody sounded the same day.
No, I mean, it was so different. But still, it sounded so good.
And during that period, a lot of the artists was doing, these online shows, online performances, and they would be recording songs like "We Are the World," "Heal the World," and all of those songs. That is like, those are power anthems that has been sung so many times and has been used as well, been used for projects and causes, throughout the years. Beautiful, timeless. And I just thought, what, I want to put something new out there, something fresh, and that was also a contributing factor, because I saw everybody was like, I mean, 2 acts were doing the same song. You know what I'm saying? Like releasing it online as cover versions, because they felt that they needed to. But my need was different. I felt like, what? I want to do a new "We Are the World," something in that light, and "We Are Survivors" was birthed.
And that's did you get the title of the song in the beginning, or was it something that came in between when you were writing the
it was actually initially called "Survivor."
All right.
I was going to do the song as a solo performance. I was going to record it as a solo performance, and then I was like, no, this song can be so much bigger with having different talent acts in there as well. And I was like, I'm looking at "We Are the World." That is where I'm aiming for, in that sphere of production. Yeah. So hopefully it can. Hopefully it will be redone by other acts, in future. And it will become bigger. It will become something that is.
It's a very unifying song, and it's a very
Yes, that was.
powerful, positive message. It's
Yes.
definitely people are coming together through
Yeah.
music and
Correct.
life in tough situations.
Yeah.
The message is strong. Are these
Yeah.
artists you have there? They are South African and from Cape Town. It's a local acts or
Um. Yes, they are all from the Western Cape, except for one of them that was from Congo, I think.
all right?
Andreas, I think, is from Congo. Yeah. So I had an international face there.
So yeah, it's always nice to have one. But
Yeah.
it's very yeah, so much talent down there. It's unbelievable.
Hmm.
It's incredible.
No, definitely.
Um, so I mean, that song will be like you said. It will. I think so too. It will be out there, and people will definitely redo it again and
Yeah, I
again.
would, I would, I would love that. Um, for that
Yeah,
message to get out there. For that message to get out there. At the time, I was like, I want to add some because there was a line in the song at the end of the hook where it goes, "We are survivors, Singabasindileyo," which means we are survivors in
in
Xhosa,
Kosa.
which is,
Uh,
yes, which is one of our national languages. But the original demo had it. Oh, 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 oh. It had that in. So I'm like, no, this is dead space here. Needed to. Then I just asked one of the acts, like, what is "We Are Survivors" in Xhosa? Singabasindileyo. I'm like, okay, cool. That's easy enough to pronounce. Slap it in
it's very catchy.
there. you know?
Very catchy
Yeah.
phrase.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
But yeah,
Mixing,
I
let's see, you can mix all the cultures and languages into music, and it
yeah, definitely.
becomes, it's very soulful, that message, and
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. No, the message was just, no matter who you are, no matter where you're from, no matter what you're going through, um, you are a survivor. You cut out for this.
It was a hard time for everyone then in the world, and it
Yeah,
was unbelievable. It's like, even
it
today, I'm
was.
like sometimes thinking, did it really happen? Yeah,
Yeah, I was literally telling my friend now the other day, like, did we really go through COVID and lockdown?
everything that,
Like,
like that.
it feels like it's a deja vu. You know what
Exactly.
I'm
It's like,
saying?
did it really happen?
Yeah, and I mean, it was worldwide. The whole world shut down.
Crazy.
Hectic. That was crazy. Yeah.
So, looking back, what moments and achievements stands out through highlights in your career? You mentioned the Olympic event, and I would say
Yes.
that this song probably have changed a lot for you. Is there
Mm-hmm.
other
No,
things?
definitely. I guess my career highlights was obviously the release of the three singles throughout. 2013 I released "Walking Away," which was that really placed me on the
Yeah, it's
map.
a very good song.
Um, and then that was in 2013, and 2014 I followed it up with "Stronger," and then 2020 was "We Are Survivors," and 2025, 2026.
What are you working on?
There's There's something in the pipeline.
Looking forward to it.
there's a few things that I am working on, focusing on, which is my debut EP, which will be a 3-track EP. And then there's also some on the life coaching side, self development or personal development side. There are also um, something in the works, um, as in tools and products, for self development, which I will be making available online. And yeah.
It's like a course, maybe. Is this something you can talk about now, or you are
Hmm.
waiting?
I do not want to mention
No?
anything too soon, but if you invite me again on the podcast along the line,
We do that
then
later.
we can do that. Yeah, perhaps with the release of the single of
And that will be
my
out
EP.
this year or next?
Um, it's still a work in progress. As a,
Yes,
as a, as a perfectionist,
I
I
know.
like everything timing, marketing plan, all of those things need to be in place.
I agree. I mean, it's
So
better to
yeah,
use time, and it's like
yeah,
every time you release something, I know it's
yeah.
perfect.
Like
It's the bomb. It's already. It's like
yes,
the standard is so high, so it's professional. It's
yeah,
like it's 100% all the
yeah.
time.
It will, yeah, definitely. It uh, will be heartfelt. The songs that will be on the EP. Um, and it's just difficult for me to make a choice out of all the songs that I have written. Some I feel I've passed that stage, and there's some that still sticks with me.
Did you?
But yeah, I'm continuously writing, I'm continuously composing
Yeah. Okay.
and working on new things. Sometimes I write with a particular artist in mind, one of the local acts. I'm like, this would go well for another friend of mine, maybe. Then I'm like, okay, cool. What do you think of the song? Like it? Yes, no? Okay, cool. Now we're going to produce it into your style and your genre. Because a lot of our artists are very lost when it comes to song choice if they are doing covers. Um, because not everybody have versatile voices, that can fit. That it's someone that can sing classical music or rock music or R&B. Like for instance, if you take a very talented artist like Celine Dion, hypothetically speaking, you can place her in so
Yeah.
many genres and her vocal will fit,
She can
but
work around
but
everything.
unfortunately, yeah, but unfortunately you have artists with not so versatile voices, but they choose the wrong genre.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I mean, if you're an R&B singer, um, singing a classical song, it's just not going to fit if your voice isn't adaptable for that. A lot of people, a lot of our upcoming artists tend to want to prove themselves, and going to back in the day with myself, I've wanted to prove myself. I wanted to try different things, and it's okay to try different things within the beginning of your careers. But as you progress, you cannot be doing that. You have to niche down you know uh I mean,
Yeah, find out what works for you.
easy,
Mm.
yeah, but you need to be open to feedback, and criticism at the end of the day. And a lot of us as artists, I know we're very protective over our what we
The
have
ego is always
created.
there, and what we created, huh? Yeah.
Yes, yes. But once you have a conscious mind about, my ego stepping in here. Okay, cool. Now I can take back. What are you trying to say? Because you have to push through that barrier to get the feedback. And if you want it to be like feasible to implement, out of 10 things that the person is maybe mentioning that is not making sense, one of it maybe will fit with you. Um,
But
and
that
yeah,
is
I'm
why it's so
just,
important to have a good producer who knows this stuff, who actually can tell you that
yes.
this song is more right for you than this song. And if you use this voice,
Yeah.
get the
Mm,
best singing technique out of the artist
yeah.
and get the best out of them when it comes
Yeah.
to the sound. It's very
Yeah.
important, these type of things. It's not that
Yeah,
easy to know when
because
you're an artist yourself. You need someone to point you in the right
yeah,
direction many times.
correct. And a lot of my fellow artists would turn to me for advice and mentorship. Um, and I do that freely because I love doing that. I love to see my fellow people thrive, and build themselves. I'm always cheering them on here, whether you know it or not. Um, and a lot of them tend to, like, as I mentioned, the song choices and the genres and styles they would step into sometimes don't work for it. And then you have people in the audience who's like, nah, you can't sing because you made a wrong song choice. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And it's like you can waste your time not knowing the
Mm.
direction you should be
No,
going.
definitely. Definitely.
And
Yeah.
I was yeah, since you are developing and helping a lot of artists, so it's like what would you say to a kid who is dreaming of having a music career and get into music? What kind of advices would you give someone um, to succeed?
Well, to succeed, firstly, like, you cannot do it on your own. You cannot do it on your own. You need to find those individuals that will be your support structure, right? Being an artist, try to get a manager as well, because once you switch into management mode as an artist, your creative brain switches off, and it takes a long while for that to restart. Speaking from experience.
Yeah, I can tell you
And
that. I can share that experience with you. I agree.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
too much because you cannot write songs, you cannot produce, you cannot be marketing, you cannot be trying to collaborate and find people,
yeah,
studio time, booking shows. It's
yeah,
so many. It's too
yeah.
much.
So many things. You need to focus on your creativity and your craft.
Exactly.
Um, Other than that, I would say remember that you, as an artist, you are unique. You need to find your voice. You need to find your style and not be shy to actually express that, and embody that, because a lot of people just keep you to the standard as to this is how you should sound, place you in a box. No, shoot for the stars. Like, believe in your potential and your what you can do at the end of the day, and always do things with a purpose. Once you do things with a purpose, that is your fuel that keeps you from not burning out.
Yeah, knowing your intention
Yeah.
while you go into it and
Yeah.
keep the passion alive. I think that's also.
And always remain humble. Like, it's your job to be in the public eye. It's your job to perform in front of people. It's your job to record your music and release your music. Same way that it's a street cleaner that needs to do his job to clean the street, cook in a restaurant, cooking wonderful dishes. It's the same.
It's the same.
It's the same to me in my mind. I don't place myself above anybody else, and no artist should be placing themselves in that regard, as
It's
being
it's
superior.
so interesting that you're saying this because it's so easy to lose your way and
Yeah,
not stay humble. But
yeah.
how did you manage to stay humble through all these shows, especially when you got into it so young?
Um, I can't remember. I can't recall.
No, no.
I cannot recall. I guess it's just because it wasn't difficult for me in that sense, um, because of my introvertedness,
I know
Um,
that you come from a
yeah,
family with very good values too, so that could be it too.
yeah. Yeah, no, that is definitely part of my upbringing as well. Um, I've been raised very old school.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, you met my parents. As lovely as
They
they
are
are, they
lovely.
can also they know they sit and they stand, as they would say. Yeah.
Yes. Um, yes. So, what is your dreams forward in life?
My dreams.
You've been doing so much
My
already. What
dreams.
you mentioned some music projects and some life
Hmm.
coaching plans, but
Yeah.
what do you have other dreams you want to pursue?
You know, other dreams. Travel?
Yeah, you should come and visit.
Definitely. Yes, definitely. I would come visit. And Norway is like on my bucket list. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah. And just to whatever I am passionate about, just to have it elevated and be more out there. That's my dream.
It's perfect. It's very good.
Yeah.
Um, this is a question I actually I would say to everyone, and fortitude means strength.
Yes.
So basically, what kind of mindset, state of mind, mental qualities, techniques have helped you succeed in your music career?
Hmm. I definitely have built through my music career. I have built courage to do different things, and I've become a more confident individual. Um, all through music, all through my entertainment. Um, but I've always been one to try to keep a balance with things and try to balance it out. I mean, my personality type is a rare personality type, which is an INFJ.
Yeah.
And that is just when I a few years back when I started my life coaching, studying and delving into these different personality types, and I'm like, oh, this is me. This is like spot on me, you know. And I'm apparently a rare personality type.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I got to learn a lot through just being in the public eye, remaining humble, be friendly, be approachable, um, do things with a purpose. If you can come from one extreme, which was being an introvert and not being able to make friends at all, to performing on stages in front of thousands of people, like if I could achieve that, I could achieve anything in between. And yeah,
very true.
that was my mindset.
And it has worked so far, and I know it will work
Yeah,
in the future
yeah,
too. Um,
yeah.
where can we find your music and your upcoming events?
Um, on my social media, I am on TikTok, Facebook. Well, all social media I have a presence, and my handle will be at Saalim Ismail. My music is also on all digital platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, etc. Yeah.
That's perfect, and we leave the links in the show notes so people can
Yes.
find it.
Awesome.
Yes, I think this has been a very good conversation.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah,
appreciate it.
definitely. I appreciate it as well. I love the interview. I love speaking to you about this. It's not all the time that I do speak about my entire life. From the beginning. I've left out bits and pieces, but that's just of it.
You can always come back again
Yeah,
for
always
later.
come back again. Yeah.
I think this was a very good conversation. I learned a lot. There was a lot of things I did
Ah,
not know about you.
uh-huh.
And it's been
Okay.
very nice to see what's has happened in between since the last time we met.
Yeah.
It's been happening a
Yeah.
lot, and I can tell you that you are a very important musical figure in Cape Town, helping and developing other artists too, and produce for other people too. So I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a lot of good projects coming up.
Yeah. Oh, it seems like my laptop's battery is about to die.
Yes, but we can leave it
Yeah.
for now, and thank you very much.
Yeah. Awesome speaking to you. I'll catch you on the flip side. And yeah, you have an awesome time week ahead.
We'll speak soon. Thank you. Namaste.
Okay, dogs. Bye-bye.
Bye.